What is up, anybody? Welcome back to the Crypto Blitz, your home for your crypto repair. I'm your host, Ripple Van Winkle. Hopefully anyone's having an extremely good day. It's Monday, October 7th, another week long past, and any other week upon us in October keeps parents. In this episode, we're going to talk approximately the price of Bitcoin. What's going over on in Japan? And a few big news, plus we can give you and replace on the Ripple versus SE replace, because there's quite a few laugh going around, a lot of misinformation, a variety of human beings who've no clue what is occurring, however they may be spreading false narratives. I got you included, don't you fear. So without similarly ado, permits soar right into a Bitcoin $63,019. It's presently up 1.44% in the beyond 24 hours. The Ethereum coming in at 2,451. It's currently at 1.17% inside the beyond 24 hours. It's seeking to get again to 54 cents, coming in at a mean link 53.5 cents. It's currently at 0.74% overall cryptocurrency marketplace cap, 2,203 billion. Where are we going to go from right here? Folks, it's quite simple. We're going up. Bitcoin is about to make some other push at that $66,000 place. Now, for all you who do recognize, perhaps you do not know, I stay in Southwest Florida. We have a chief typhoon. This is about to hit the next day, nighttime, all the manner into Wednesday. Today's going to be a hectic day, nothing but making plans, prepping a bunch of conferences about this. So if it does hit, I may go offline for a touch bit. No, you'll tell how long we would do without energy. This component maintains moving south. Coming similarly closer to me, for the ones of you who want to realize precisely wherein I am, if you recognize where in Tampa is Fort Myers. I'm approximately 2 hours south of Tampa, about, I do not know, 45 minutes south of Fort Myers. So let's see what happens. Hopefully all is ideal over right here. Hopefully just a whole lot of rain, maybe some heavy winds, but no real harm. Now, I positioned the message out and I stated earlier than the typhoon hits, I simply want to leave everybody with this in the quick term. And we are speaking short term in the subsequent couple of weeks. Bitcoin is going to make us circulate as much as 66,000. Once this does manifest, I firmly expect this could show up. I do expect a retrace, a get better down on Bitcoin to fill that CME hole in the lower $50,000 place. So what am I doing for now? Absolutely not anything. My cash is still on the sideline. I'm now not going to worry about what is to appear due to the fact as soon as that CME gap receives crammed so as to illustrate to us that the bottom is in, then it will likely be time to pump the markets returned up. Once we get probably around 55,000, I will begin shopping for my one final function into the cryptos that I want to feature to my bag. That's what I'm doing, not monetary recommendation for you. I simply laid it obtainable because what I do, I am an open ebook. I do not hide anything. However, that is what I'm anticipating. Bitcoin is 66, back off to that $50,000 to $55,000 region. If you do not have your NFT, simply but you want to move selected up. The new tier that came out this month is the Halloween tier. We offered over, I do not know, 150, 160 in 6 days, and we are now not completed. We're simply getting this month started out. Pay interest. You earn XRP back for holding those NFTs over $1,030,000. About 50,000 XRP was just given back to holders on the primary of this month, on the first of each month, as long as you maintain. And while we take the picture, you are in holder due to the fact we recognize, do not assume you are going to trick the machine. You get paid out. That's how clean it is. Then Japan, their meta plan buys every other $6.7 million well worth of Bitcoin. They stated Metaplan sold around 108 Bitcoin at a median price of simply below 9.2 million yen per coin. 1 billion yen comes out approximately to 6.7 million really worth. Of USD says raise the acquisition Metaplan has now sold just shy of 6 billion yen on Bitcoin, setting them an average price of 9.3 million yen, a bit that is large. This is adoption. This is increase. This is what we need to see. We need to look. These huge agencies, these big players come into the space and buy Bitcoin, because bear in mind at the give up of the day, it's no longer our cash that's going to pump the markets. It's these organizations, those institutions who have those tens of millions of bucks which are going to throw into the crypto markets. The public can best take crypto so excessive. We got the 2 trillion. We ought to all be giving ourselves a little pat at the, again, however, if you want to see 7 to 10 trillion, we need the massive cash and the bigger players to enter the gap. And then we get this, that is virtually pretty big. The UAE, they exempt all crypto transactions from value introduced tax. This regulation applies retrospectively from January 1st, 2018. This is the UAE has exempted all crypto transactions from having to pay cost delivered tax. The change further legitimizes the virtual asset sector, one legal expert say. Now, you notice the UAE doing this, all of its surrounding nations, which might be going to do the exact identical component. Why? Well, A, they do not want human beings to depart the country. B, that is also going to assist people enter the US. When you get greater people coming into your country, the economic system is going to do higher because there is going to be more spending. It says the change, which takes impact November 15th, applies all the way again to transactions from as a long way again as January 1st, 2018. The exemption makes clean for the primary time that the tax does not observe to virtual belongings. It covers the change of and transfer of ownership of these belongings, which means that every one cryptocurrency transfers and conversions will now be exempt from paying that 5% levy. That's what we need to look around the sector, folks, no longer here in the US, in which they are trying to tax your capital gains. Imagine buying XRP at 50 cents and having to pay taxes on it whilst it hits 3 greenbacks, even in case you don't withdraw your crypto. And then while this thing comes all the manner backtrack, you presently just pay taxes on a 3 greenback XRP that you in no way even took profits on. And now the element's sitting returned at 50 cents. It's a double slap on the wrist. This is simply insanity. They're genuinely putting the US up for failure for human beings in no way to retire. They're going to start taxing your capital profits. That's why this election is arising. Coming up in November is a very massive and a very important election. Capital advantage tax can be the demise of the US economy. And from anybody inside the US from ever retiring, mark my words on that. Caitlin Long states this. So will the previous enforcement director of the SEC be doing crypto protection work towards the SEC now that he is inside the personal zone? So consider the guy who filed this from the SEC. He walked out after he filed it and he left the SEC. Well, bet what? The same day he took and ran a process because the enforcement director for the Milbank Law Organization. So he left the SEC, now he's going to the non-public company. If he turned into so in opposition to crypto and he concept crypto, and those crypto companies were doing unlawful things, why could he go away his activity on the SEC? Now he's going to work for a private firm. So is he going to be scuffling with the SEC in those lawsuits? Ripple ought to have hired him on, huh? Right? Just a little too past due because this lawsuit's wrapping up and coming to him quick. But it's crazy. You notice the identical factor Etta J, Easy, and Bill Hinman, and now you bought this man. Gabri Gurul, who's leaving the SEC and he's taking a task on the Milbank Law Organization. Here's the XRP chart over the last 120 weeks. As you may see, we're ranging. We're actually ranging. What occurs? You note announcing the longer the bottom, the higher we visit space. Over the past 120 days, we ought to zoom out in this issue. Even in addition, we have a very lengthy base. We have 7 years of not seeing an all-time high on XRP. I think it really is a file for the top cryptos accessible. When we're talking top cryptos, we are talking like Pinnacle 20, Pinnacle 25 proper. This factor goes to blow up in 2025. And Ellen and Terry put this out. Coinbase cites the SEC's government Ripple enchantment in a brand new letter to their judge granting its own request for an interlocutory appeal. Coinbase notes that the SEC's attraction and underscores surrounding the house check software to secondary marketplace sales, in addition emphasizing the want for a court to clarify it at a better level. Interlocutory appeals are really granted, but as Allow Meta Lawman points out, Ripple appeals strengthens Coinbase arguments on it. Now, what's occurring within the Ripple versus SEC lawsuit? Let me come up with a replace on it. So we know the SEC filed an attraction. They now have weeks to report what their enchantment is about. Right now, we don't know. We're simply taking guesses at it. It may want to just be cash. They want more money.